Welcome to Lineups and Lures. Join hosts Joe and Chris as they break down the biggest stories in professional and amateur sports and reel in the best fishing stories and tips. Whether it's game day strategy or the perfect catch, we've got you covered. Grab your gear and get ready. This is Lineups and Lures. We're here with a special guest today, Aaron Menchaca. Welcome to Lineups and Lures.
Hello. Thank you, Joe, for having me. Hello, everyone. I'm Aaron Menchaca. Throughout my baseball career, I guess, I played at Sandy my practically whole life. In summers, I started to go to play for PBC, so that's why I know Joe. I just ended my first year in college at Clackamas Community College.
Yeah, so how'd your freshman year go? It's a big adjustment going from swinging a metal bat in high school, playing 20, 25 games to now being on that grind of every single day, 40-plus game schedule, swinging wood bats. It's a big difference.
Definitely. Something I've seen throughout like the change of high school to college is honestly the pitching. Pitching just got a lot better, consistently higher 8s to touching 9s for practically all teams. Like you'll always see a high 8 guy. And I just think, as myself, I played all right. It was a hard adjustment at first because lots of like jam shots and like soft hits were outs now.
Well, and there's always that fear too of I'm going to get sawed off and I'm going to break my $100 wood bat. So that's a big adjustment for guys too, because unlike a lot of guys, you didn't swing a bomb bat all year. You swung real wood.
It was old hick. And the sad part is that it was not $100. It was more like $160, $170.
That's still cheap for a wood bat in today's world. Go look up a Victus or a Chandler. Those things are reaching $200.
Yeah, they're a little pricey. But no, I guess at some point you just start not to worry about breaking a bat and more just focusing on doing damage on a ball. You figure out in the NWAC that, yes, you'll get out, but as long as you're making hard contact, you'll see your name in the lineup, I feel like.
Yeah, and you played in 33 out of your 38 games. You were hitting kind of, 4 to 6, 7 in the lineup most of the time, splitting time between DH and first base.
Yeah.
So, for a freshman being on the field that consistently, that's pretty good. And you put up decent numbers. Obviously not the power that you're accustomed. You're definitely a big doubles hitter, and you've run some balls out in the past couple summers for us. But what do you kind of think your off season's going to look like, and how can you learn from your freshman year to make bigger and better adjustments for your sophomore year?
For sure. I think in my first progressions will definitely just be to relax and unwind, because playing that many games in a row, like, it is a little bit taxing on your body, but also just taking like a mental break, because no matter like what, how old you are, if you have an off season per se, people always just think about it too much, mental side, and just like start thinking about it like, oh, I need to do this, that. But honestly, you just need to take a break and take a second to step back and honestly take time for yourself, but also learn from your teammates around you, your coaches, and honestly just find a way to get that feeling back of where you were, where you succeeded the most.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. And you look at Major League Baseball, 162 games, you're maybe getting one day off every week. It's a grind, and when you hit that struggle bus, it just keeps going and going and going. So you got to find some way to change the mental approach when you do feel that slide, or else it'll just keep going and going and going. Do you feel like your coaches helped you a lot with that? That's a pretty established coaching staff there at Clackamas with Hopple, who's been in that program for at least 10, 15 years. He's been the head coach for a while. Mick Ellitt's been around the game forever, and then your pitching coach Christian, who played some pro ball. So it seems like you have a pretty experienced coaching staff there that can really has a lot of experience and can help you through a lot of that.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of the struggles that people had this year, really you just had to ask because I feel like Christian School was always a good resource to have with everyone, pitchers and hitters. He's been around the game a long time and been at that pro level. Talked to great hitters like Mike Trout and others. And honestly, it's more the approach wise. He's just like, they just didn't really think about more about the mechanical side of things, because your hitters, you'll have your swing and you'll have it on or off, and really it's just making that adjustment of the mental approach and just sticking to it, because in the NWAC I feel like pitchers will just work away and you rarely see a fastball in, so it's just trying to figure out hit the mistakes but also just adjust in the box.
Yeah, and you guys kind of have a unique schedule where you played 36 league games. So you essentially played three 4-game series against each team. When you play 12 games against a team, you get a pretty good scouting report. So that second round, third round through, like, they kind of have an idea how to pitch you based on prior games. So, like you're saying, you got to be able to adjust and change from game to game, because the NWAC used to be kind of a big power pitcher league and, just carving up wood bats. But like you said, there's a lot more guys not throwing inside, which I got to tell you, I'd be pitching inside all the time in the NWAC. I'm running 2 seams on the hands trying to break bats. Like, if I'm not breaking 1 or 2 bats a game, I'm not doing my job.
I guess the thing with that is hitters are starting to utilize composite bats a lot more and swinging bomb in the league. And yes, I guess it does feel like a metal bat, but I feel like that bombs just aren't my favorite, I would say, because they're so like inconsistent, and they are the hottest when you open them.
Yes.
And they just get softer over time. And I feel like wood, you have to work in, but it feels a lot better when you make that crisp just sound and just hit.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like the sound of a ball off a wood bat. That crack of the bat is one of the greatest sounds in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like my freshman year, there's things to learn from, but overall, just have fun. And I honestly make new connections with people. Like, I'd probably met some of my best friends here, so it's cool just to see the difference, like, in people you meet.
This summer, level up your game at Portland Baseball Club's summer camps. Every Tuesday and Thursday, join us from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for skill-building sessions in pitching, hitting, fielding, and more. At just $60 per day, you'll get expert coaching and personalized instruction in a fun and competitive environment. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, Portland Baseball Club summer camps are perfect for all skill levels. Spots will fill up fast. Register today at portlandbaseballclub.com. As we head into the off season, what are your big goals for improving next year to, whether it's increasing your batting average, hitting for more power, getting faster on the bases? What are your goals to head into next year, and then what's your plan to work on that?
For sure, I'm trying to look into, becoming faster. I wouldn't say become like a 12 base stolen guy.
I mean, you did get one this year.
I did get one.
Was that backside? Backside stolen base to second base there?
Yeah.
Hey, whatever. We'll take it, right?
Stolen bag. But I feel like definitely just trying to be more mobile and being able to move side to side and just being that faster speed or get faster. And I feel like just to be utilized more as like I'll be able to score from first, something like that. But for sure on the hitting side, I would say definitely try to increase the batting average and I guess hit for more doubles. I didn't have many this year, but I feel like I started to figure it out at the end, and it feels nice just to end the season on a high note.
Absolutely. It gives you that motivation to keep going during the summer and into the fall for next year.
Yeah.
How's the team looking for next year? I know you guys lose a really big piece in your starting shortstop and 2-hitter, 3-hitter.
Yeah.
Offensive player of the year in the NWAC South. Bryson had quite the season. So what do you think the outlook's looking like for next year?
Well, first I'd just like to say Bryson had a great year, and I think he's a great player. and we'll definitely have a shot to play for a great team, hopefully at a Division I. But, we'll see how that shakes out. But, yeah, for sure a great player and teammate, so he'll get picked up somehow.
That guy was hitting like 500 most of the season. I think he ended up about, 430?
Yeah, 438, I think.
That's pretty impressive swinging wood bats. So, yeah I'm sure he's going to get an opportunity to play at a pretty high-level program.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, he's a good kid, too, because he came out and coached fall ball for us this year, took over our 16U program, and he was awesome. The kids loved him. Working with the other coaches, it was pretty cool to kind of see him on the field and do stuff. So he's a good kid.
Yeah, no, he said he loved it. He told me that he was coaching the 16U, and he's like, it's not bad just to be out there, have fun. And, honestly, I feel like the thing about baseball is it's always great to see players help others, and most of the time the great players do end up becoming coaches and just helping the youth develop. But back to your original question, I'd say next year, Clack, I feel like we're going to become a pretty dominant team. A lot of freshmen coming back, and just I feel like having that first year down and just being able to adjust to that new level of competition and what people, I guess every hitter on our team will just identify that their struggles this year and work on it. And I feel like Hopple's doing Hopple and Mick are doing pretty good recruiting and helping us just fill in the spots that we were missing from our shortstop, losing our first team outfielder Chase Keller, and just trying to fill those spots just to give us the best shot to make and play in the game next year.
Yeah, that's the fun part of the NWAC, I think, is you're basically recruiting almost an entirely new team every year, because half your roster is going to be sophomores. They're all graduating, so you're always out there looking for players and trying to, create competition at every position. So it should be good. I know you guys are talking to a lot of players and trying to get some, maybe some of those D1 kickbacks and some D3 kickbacks and stuff. Having anybody that you can get that has a little bit of college playing experience will go a long ways to being able to step right in and contribute. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting for you guys next year. I think, like you said, a playing game is a really good goal. And then, it's always good to be kind of on that upswing of the developing team. But there's also some really cool news coming out of Clackamas, and that is turf.
Yeah.
A whole new turf field for next year.
I'd say it's a big change. Most of the people on our team this year were like, I played on dirt my whole life. This feels weird. I don't like it. And I hate to break to you guys, the Pacific Northwest is meant for turf.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is so rainy, and honestly, that it just kind of sucks because sometimes your games get canceled and they get backed up, and you just have to make it up somehow. And it happened once where you had to move a SWAC series away. We were already like 45 minutes into the drive, and they're like, "Hey, game's canceled. Field's too wet," and we had to turn around.
Yeah. It's a challenge in the NWAC for sure. There's a lot of travel, and for you guys, you didn't get any preseason games, so you jumped right into a gauntlet. I believe you started with Lynn Benton and Lane first two series of the year.
Yeah,
and you didn't really have a ton of field time. A lot of indoor bullpens and live bullpens and stuff. So having that turf field next year will be a game changer because. You look at some of these other teams, the lower Columbias and all the teams in the north, like they're playing 45, 50 games. You guys were only able to get 38 games in, and that field condition goes a long ways. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be awesome having turf out there. We've been using that field for quite a long time, and to see that kind of finally come to fruition is pretty exciting, and I know Hopple's pretty excited about it too.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to have a great time with it because that's all I've played on my whole high school career. And I feel like it's kind of weird to play on dirt sometimes because basically anywhere you play in Washington and Oregon, there's going to be a turf field for club and high school. So it's a different hops and everything. So, but you got to learn to play with your environment. So.
Well, you're also going to have that two-hopper that skates through the infield now versus being slowed down by the grass.
Yeah.
And maybe not as many bad hops.
The bad hops are going to be a lot more consistent, I feel like, now. And it's going to help, I think, everyone, honestly.
You think it'll make you faster?
I wish. No, I feel like if I want to be faster, just got to stick to the speed and agility workouts I've been doing.
Hey there, I'm Chad with Jackson Painting and Remodel, and if you're looking to give your home a fresh new look, you've come to the right place. Whether you need a bold new color for your living room or a fresh coat to brighten up your home's exterior, my team and I have got you covered. We specialize in both indoor and outdoor painting, using only the best materials to make sure your space looks amazing and stands the test of time. If you're ready to transform your home, visit jacksonpainting.com. I'd love to come by, chat about your ideas, and give you a free estimate. At Jackson Painting and Remodel, we don't just paint, we make your vision a reality. Again, visit jacksonpainting.com or call 503-620-2600.
All right, so you're coming back to play one more year at Portland Baseball Club this summer. Are you excited?
I'm actually so excited.
This will be year number 3, right?
Yes, it would be my 3rd year.
Nice.
I'm excited. I feel like it's always a great environment. Having Jordan and you come out sometimes, so it's always a nice dynamic to have. And honestly, I feel like summer ball is a lot, like, I wouldn't say less stressful, but it's a lot more easy to just have fun and try to put up numbers. I feel like it was just there's not much stress per se.
Yeah, you can kind of go out and play and have some fun, and we are trying to win a lot of games. We're trying to win some tournaments, but at the same time, like, we're trying to make sure that you're getting prepared for the fall, because in college baseball, you earn your spot in the fall. So we got to make sure that you're ready to go. But we got a good roster this summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of returning players, both young guys and college guys. So we got about 4 college guys on the roster. You coming back, Billy Lucas is coming back from Clack, Sam Shaver from Mount Hood, Donovan Crouch is coming back, Matt Garrett's coming back. So we got kind of that older veteran leadership, and then we still got our young guns with, Joe Mendozona, JT Gerard, Kellen Bowman's joining us this year, Caden Kingsbury. So kind of we have that mix of a couple of really high level sophomores with a couple college guys, and then that whole mix of that junior senior class. It's going to be a pretty good team. It's going to be a fun summer.
Yeah, no, I feel like PBC in general just focuses more on the development of the kids, and I feel like you guys always help the players develop and honestly get them ready for college ball, because we played like a schedule last year was about 40 games.
I believe we played 42 games.
Yeah, and honestly, it kind of helped me throughout the year and not stay as gassed, because I feel like it was always go, go, go in the weekend tournaments. So it's always like 2 to 3 games in a day, I feel like. And
sometimes.
Yeah. That honestly helped me a lot for the NWAC, because that's about how many games we played this year.
Well, yeah, you were playing doubleheader every Thursday, Saturday, so
yeah.
You better get used to playing 14 to 18 innings a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it prepared me a lot, and I feel like just the knowledge Jordan comes with and you with baseball, it helps the people, like the kids, realize it takes a lot more to become a college athlete, and I feel like the sooner athletes realize that is the better they'll succeed, because it's a lot and it demands a lot, and sometimes you may not like the role, but you have to work with it and just try to get your name on the lineup.
Yeah, you got it. And then when you get that opportunity, you got to roll with it, because it's a next man up mentality, especially in college. So being able to kind of help guys experience that during the summer, you're going to get a little bit longer leash, because we got to make sure you're getting your at bats and everyone's getting their opportunities. But yeah, you got to kind of experience that pressure, and in high school sports, you don't always get that pressure, especially depending on what program you're coming from and how successful that high school program is. But yeah, you hit that summer, and you're rolling into day 3, day 4 of the Kurt Daniels. It's a grind.
Yeah, it is definitely. And I feel like last year it was definitely a grind that last day, because I think we had, was it 3 games that day? And pitching starts to come into handy, because early in the week, the earlier guys in the week, it's like you're gonna have to start using them again, and maybe their arm isn't fully healthy for that that 6 innings we may need. And yeah,
there's a balance for sure. It's figuring out who's your starters, who's your relievers, what's your bullpen day look like, how does that work into our midweek schedules. There's definitely a lot that goes into game planning, which is a fun part as a coach, and then you get to go see you guys go out and compete and hopefully win a lot of games.
Yeah. No, that's definitely the goal. I feel like every year, for no matter what team it is, you always try to beat the wins from last year, and you're always trying to evolve and become better. And I feel like that's all the story for most teams. Like, they're just trying to beat what they did last year. And I feel like for players, you're just trying to be better than what we were last year, and just try to evolve as a hitter, pitcher, work on things, and just try to see you succeed. And if you want, just get that to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only trying to beat records, but also individually. So, there's always a competition on the team for, the starting pitcher of the year. We do kind of a postseason award, starting pitcher of the year. We got a reliever of the year. And now we got that offensive player of the year. So give me an early summer prediction. Are you going to be our offensive player of the year this year?
I definitely think so. I think in the summers, I don't know, some switch just changes, and I feel like I'll be that guy in this summer. And if not, I feel like JT and Joe will definitely be up there for contention, because they're just young stars that are slugging it pretty well this year.
So you trying to play some head games there and give the competition a little shout out?
Yeah, always gotta support others, no matter who gets it, but always gotta think it's gonna be you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, you got anything to close with here? Or?
Really, not much. Just I'm excited for next year and to see what we do at Clackamas. And honestly, I feel like the turf field's gonna help us a lot with recruitment and just getting those top end guys out there.
Awesome. Well, congrats on a good freshman year, getting on the field, getting a lot of experience, and excited to keep grinding away in the cages and having a good summer, and see how you guys do next year.
Yeah. Thank you.
Enjoyed Lineups and Lures? Like, share, and rate the show to help us grow. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thanks for listening, and catch you next time on Lineups and Lures.